What is the Gospel Coalition, and why are you part of it? What do you look forward to about participating in their conferences? I got a letter from Don Carson a few years ago. Maybe Tim Keller had signed it as well. And they said that they had been talking together for some time about pulling together, and the words Don used were that they wanted to pull together some pastors, mainly pastors, who were exegetically driven, expositorily driven, and who operated from the center. In other words, he said he was concerned that the voice of evangelicalism was often defined by the margins, voices that were on the periphery of the gospel. Very powerful voices with huge churches and huge movements. But when they spoke, they didn't speak from the center. The cross didn't seem to be the center. The Bible didn't seem to be the center. The gospel of Christ crucified for sinners and risen didn't seem to be the energy that was driving the movement or the church. And he wanted to just pull together, they wanted to pull together a group of pastors to think and pray about what would happen if there were a coalition, pretty broad, that operated out of the center. So about 40 pastors got together, 3 years ago or so now, and just began to pray and think, and there emerged from there a yearly gathering and a conference, small one first, and then a larger one is going to happen. And so I think the leaders, Don Carson, Tim Keller, and there's now a wider leadership that has come out of that pastoral group, would say that they're not sure what the Gospel Coalition will become. It now has a remarkable website where you can hear sermons and see interviews and read. They've also taken under their wing Themelios, which is a theological journal, and who knows where it may go. But it was an effort to try to pull together pastors mainly who do their pulpit work centered on biblical exposition and centered on the gospel. And so Gospel Coalition, and we'll see what the Lord might be pleased to do. It's not up to compete with anything. It's not out to be any kind of denomination. It's simply a loosely drawn together coalition of pastors mainly of like mind concerning the centrality of the gospel in church life.